You're listening to the Master Passive Income Podcast Network. Welcome to the Successfully Unemployed Show. My name's Dustin Heiner, and I'm here to help you get financial independence, quit that JOB, that just over broke job, by investing in real estate. And in today's show, I'm super pumped to share with you an amazing software that I wish I first had when I first started investing in real estate. I'm going to blow your minds at how amazing this is to help you become financially independent and build income into your life to never work a job again. All right, let's start the show.
Welcome to the Master Passive Income Podcast, where we talk about investing in real estate with a special focus on making enough money so you can quit your job and live the dream life. And now, here is your host, Dustin Heiner.
What's up? What's up? Super blessed as always to have you here with me on the show. Honestly, I really appreciate you. I really do. And it's so much fun seeing that you get thousands of people that listen to the show. And honestly, I hope you're going to be like one of my thousands of students who, from listening to the podcast, actually invests in real estate. Because I know, just like you, I've done this where I would listen or learn and continue to learn and learn and learn and never pull the trigger and never do what it is I'm supposed to do. Let's say, listen to the same podcast over and over again, learning, but never actually investing, never actually buying that first property, whatever it might be. Let's say you're playing the piano and you're like learning how to play the piano, but you never actually play the piano. So I am so glad that you're here listening. Now I want you to do it. Now I want to see you change your life by investing in real estate, because my life has been changed, and so pumped to be sharing this episode to you. Now, last week, I mentioned that I was going to start talking about taxes, but we're going to have to put that off a little bit. And the reason why we're putting that off to next couple weeks is because right now, I know that you must invest in real estate. In fact, your job is at stake, or it's at risk, because AI is literally going to take your job. You're going to not be able to feed your family because life is going to dramatically change, but you need another way to make money. And that's how I realized I needed to do something different. I needed to not just coach, because I've been coaching for 10 years. We still have one-on-one coaching where my students who have graduated, who are now coaches here at Master Passive Income, I still do the group coaching, so you can still get access to me. If you want to join my coaching, then the links will be in the description, so definitely check that out and get my free course. Text the word rental to 33777. Quickly share that. Text the word rental to 33777. But at the same time, I know that not everybody's going to do coaching, which is totally great. My goal is to have you invest. My goal is to help you to become an income builder. That's why I changed the name of my conference to Income Builder. That's why I now created a software that's called Income Builder. It's incomebuilder.io. And there's two things about this software. Number one, I wish I had this back in 2006 when I first started investing, because as a real estate investor, now 20 years later, I'm looking back and saying, oh my goodness, this would have saved me so much time, so much struggle, so much frustration. And the second part of the reason why I love Income Builder, it would coach me. It would literally show me how to invest in real estate step by step, and it would do 90% of the work for me. And on top of that, everything's stored inside of this entire software. But in the end, what I really realize is I wish I had this from the beginning, because I'd be doing things right and I wouldn't do things wrong. And people didn't tell me what I need. Like, I didn't have a coach, because there was no coaches that were, they were all infomercial people back when I first started investing. And so there was no podcasts like this that were actually doing this and actually showing you how to do it. But I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what questions to ask. I didn't know that I should do bookkeeping. I didn't know that I should create a Rolodex of everything. There's so many things that we should do in our real estate investing, but I didn't know that I should do them. You sitting there, maybe you have no properties. You have no clue other than listening to this podcast week in, week out, which I appreciate you come back and listening, but you don't know because you have not gone through, bought your first property. You don't know the questions to ask until you've gone through them, or you heard somebody else ask the question. And so today's episode I'm going to walk you through with my business partner. He has helped me to develop this software that is for every person to build income. Let me say that one more time. This is to help you build income and even coach you through the process, help you do everything right, to not lose money like we've done, doing it the wrong way. And at the same time, this is your operating system for real estate investing. You know what an operating system is for a computer? Mac has its own operating system. Windows is another operating system. Like, this is what makes your system run. Well, Income Builder is your operating software, your operating system for your real estate investing business. You know, we build the business. That's what we do. We have the business and we build income into our lives. And that is what this software is all about. And it's literally going to change how everybody does real estate investing. I'm so pumped about this because I'm an investor. My business partner is an investor. We're building this for us. And you have the benefit of being able to use it as well. This is so amazing. You need to get started in using this software for your business. Even if you have 10 properties or no properties, this is going to help you do everything right. And when I was doing this episode with my business partner on the fly, I said, hey, let's just randomly thinking, I want to give all of my listeners that come in week after week, listen to the show, let me give them a benefit, a good bonus for listening. Let's give them a discount for using our amazing software that literally takes out 4 other different softwares. You could pay for all these other services in other software. We're combining it all together in one, and it's a fraction of the price of every single one of them. Well, we're going to even give you a 20% discount. Get your incomebuilder.io, get your account. You get 14 days completely for free just to try it out. And then it's 20% off if you use the promo code podcast. Use the promo code podcast. And on the episode, you'll hear me and my business partner just randomly make it up and say, let's just do it. Let's give everybody 20% off. So go to incomebuilder.io, use the promo code podcast. The link is in the description. So definitely get your account. This is going to change your life. Now, I'm super pumped to bring on my business partner, where we're going to walk you through how you can become an income builder. And our new software is amazing, and it's going to show you step by step, coach you through it, give you all the ways and reasons and everything to do this business right, so you start successful and you end financially free. Here we go. My episode with my business partner at incomebuilder.io, Juan Lizarazo, where we're going to walk you through how you can change your life by investing in real estate, and how incomebuilder.io is going to do everything for you. All right, here we go. Juan, hey, what's up, man?
Hey Dustin, how's it going?
I'm blessed. How are you?
Good. I'm so sorry. I think we found a bug with Calendly. So when you cancel an event, you can open the reschedule link and it lets you reschedule, but then it didn't send a calendar invite or anything. And then I opened it this morning and it said, no, this event is canceled. So I thought that it was just canceled and that it didn't rebook. So I was going to message you about it and I forgot. And then
that's okay. So tonight, right now is okay time?
Yeah, it is still good.
Perfect. All right, well, let's jump right into it, because you and I are just going to be talking about investing in general. And then we're going to dive quickly into what investor, this is my thought, and you help me, correct me if you have a different idea, but what investors need. And if I were starting from the very beginning, technology wise, anyways, that's my thought, is talk through that and obviously share what we have and what we built and the benefits and all that sort of stuff.
Awesome. Perfect. Yes.
All right. You ready?
Yes, I am ready.
All right, let's do it. Welcome to the Master Passive Income Show. My name is Dustin Heiner, and I am here to help you get financial independence, quit that JOB, that just overbroke job, by investing in real estate. And today, I'm super pumped to bring on a fantastic guest of mine, who's actually one of my business partners here at Master Passive Income and Income Builder. And this gentleman found me through the podcast, started investing in real estate, came to our conferences that we put on, and now has invested in my apartment complexes that I bought, and is a fantastic person in general. So I'm super blessed to bring on a good friend of mine, business partner of mine here at Income Builder. I have Juan Lizarazo on the show. Juan, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, Dustin, for having me. I'm so excited. It's been a very exciting journey in the past 2.5 years. Amazing.
This is your third time on the show, right?
This is the third time on the show. Yes, it's been probably a year and a half, I think, was the last time.
And I mean, the first time I interviewed you, you already had a good amount of stuff going, like buying real estate and investing. The second time, it's like, whoa, what you've done? And then now the third time, like, catch us up. You've done so many amazing things in your personal investing. Catch us up. Where are you at right now?
Yeah, so I'm right now under contract closing in the next couple of weeks on a duplex that I'm gonna run as a midterm rental. So I've been like learning more about that space. It's very profitable if you have the right location and the right team, right? So I just learn from you, like just hire the experts. So just been doing that and getting good, advice on how to get this going. So right now it's I think I would be now at 13 rentals, 13 doors with these duplex now. So it's been last time I was on the show, I think I was maybe at five. So it's been, it's been I've been growing. So it's fantastic. Like new things that have happened will require more doors. We
You invest in
rented
one
it.
of the apartment complexes that we have.
Oh, we did also. Yes, I also invested on the apartment complex in the Cove. So what the first one that you did? So
Yep.
we invested on that one just to learn more about
That
multifamily.
property is amazing. I'm so glad you were a part of it.
It is performing really well. Yeah, we're very happy about it. And then the that got us started with multifamily because we did it to learn more about multifamily, and then we learn more, and then we learned quickly that multifamily was the next step for us. So we got our first 4 unit building, our a quad, and now we're like getting this duplex, and now we're like, yeah, we just want to get
What
multifamily
city
moving
is this?
forward. This is in Louisville. So I'm in
Louisville.
Utah, in Salt Lake City, but we are investing in Louisville right now. But I think this is going to be the last pair of properties we get there. And then we're going to start looking into probably a new market, but we're going to maybe not buy anything for the next maybe 6 months. And then we'll probably
That's
resume.
interesting. Okay. Uh, Talk me through, because I think every investor goes through basically a roadmap or a path that we all go through the same path. And I get asked the question a lot. How do you know when you have enough properties in a specific city? And I'd say this is my answer. Every investor is going to have a different perspective on when it's enough, but you'll know. You'll know, it's time for me to find another area. What are your thoughts about that?
Yes. So, well, there's two things for me personally. One is the overhead, right? If you have, let's say I have friends that have properties, one property in each state in 5 different states, but they have 5 property managers, 5 points of contacts, 5 set of contractors. So that's a lot of overhead, right? 5 tax returns in each state. So it's a lot of added overhead. So for me, I found like, no, it's better to, reduce that and just maybe, get so for me, when my moment was that we built Income Builder, and Income Builder has this dashboard that tells you your exposure, right? So when we build this, that's when I realized that wait, 80%, 85% of my portfolio is in a single metro area. And that's just a risk because if there is a disaster, right, we're insured and everything will be fine, but it's still, if there's a disaster, you want some redundancy, right? So for me personally, I mean, if you're starting out, don't just focus in 1 or 2 markets, grow them to maybe 10 properties each, and then find a new market just to reduce that risk when there's natural disasters, right? But that's, I think for me personally, I think 10 properties is a good point to start diverging into a new market and then growing to another market, especially if the market is doing well. For me, Louisville was doing so well that there was no reason to go and try a new market. It just gotten more difficult because it's a very strong market. It's appreciated like maybe 60% I mean, our properties have appreciated like 60% in the past 2 years, which is insane, which is great for us. But then the entry point is so high that now it's really hard to do deals, right? Like we struggle like maybe for 7 months to try to get a multifamily unit. We went to the mastermind, 2 masterminds, right? That you did, one in Denver and one in Nashville, and then we got actionables, and then we got under contract like within probably 2 weeks of each event, right? Like we got under contract, we were under contract for 2 quads. So it's just changing the strategy. But now we decided like, well, we could keep growing in Louisville, but the entry point is so high that we can now deploy those funds into a new market that is half the cost and that it has the same levels of growth, investment,
And
and
you brought up
everything.
something that was terrific, was in building Income Builder. the software that we have. So definitely you need to check out incomebuilder.io. We're going to give you 14 days just to join in. Oh, I'm just going to bring this up right now. So we're going to release this and I want our audience to be able to get a discount or what can we do for our audience? Because we're going to talk about Income Builder and why you absolutely need to use this. I wish I had the software, but before we do, why don't we give them some benefit because they come from our show?
Yeah, whoever comes from the show, we can offer an additional discount on the subscription. We could offer, from for the MPI family, Master Passive Income family, we could offer maybe a 20% discount. And for that, we can just maybe provide a code, right? We can provide a checkout code for these. That
Let's
would
do
be
this.
maybe to
I
the
love it.
podcast.
You're 100% right. Let's do that. Let's honor all the listeners that we get thousands of listeners. So I want to honor you guys because you guys keep coming back every week. 20%. Let's Juan and I are literally doing this on the call right now. So let's make the code podcast. Just the word podcast. Type in the word podcast and you get 20% off. And that's for the lifetime, as you say in there. And what we've done is we've created an amazing software that we're going to talk through. But Juan, does that sound right? 20%. Use a promo code
Yes.
podcast.
Yes, let's do that. Let's do that. I'll put that code together and then in the checkout process, just enter the code. And we can also provide a special link that has the code included too. So
Well,
then
you
that
also get 14 days. Yeah, we'll do the link.
14
Great link for
days.
you. You get 14-day
Mhm,
free trial. Just check it out.
mhm.
And then you get 20% off. Use the promo code. But Juan, I wish I absolutely wish. I'm not just saying this like making it up or just kind of being facetious. I absolutely wish this software was around before I started investing because now with 30 plus properties I have, apartment complexes and everything, I'm now having to implement or put in because I know all of my stuff is saved on Google Drive and Excel sheets, on folders on my computer. My old computer has my old stuff and it's everywhere. And I realized it's just so hard to do to do business and then build income. It's just you have to really juggle so many things. And then a lot of software came out that was like, hey, that's a really good software. So I was paying money for that one. And then other software came out. Oh, let me pay money for that one. And then there was just it's convoluted. There's so many places everywhere. And then you and I were talking and I said, hey, Juan, you're a programmer, right? You know how to write Oh, yes, you do. And fast forward now, we created this most amazing software called Income Builder, incomebuilder.io. And you could get the link in the description as well as a promo code. But this is a software that I wish I would have had because I would not have to go back and put everything in. Now, you're also all fixing that, meaning you're making so you can import things and all that sort of, which is great. But talk to me about what are your thoughts about the Income Builder and why is it necessary for every single investor to be using Income Builder in their business?
Yeah, there's two big things. One, like for me, I'm going through the same and right now backtracking. So the last two properties I acquired really easy. I started from day one on Income Builder, and now every time I get a document, anything, I just upload it right away. I just have the habit. It's really easy. But I have the same issue for my older properties. I have all these folders, these computers, Dropbox, Drive, and my email. So when I need an old document, I have a hard time finding it, especially during tax season or refinances. That's my big struggle. Also the renal seller disclosures when you want to see when was the last roof replaced and you don't remember, and then I cannot find it because it was a text message, right? So
Same here.
the big thing that I've learned so far, like using it ourselves, is that it also teaches you best practices how to run your business. Because before I was like, I didn't know how to organize my documents, so I was just doing whatever I thought it was the right way, my own Excel, but it was very messy and outdated. But now with Income Builder, it's just telling you, like, this is the way you should organize your documents. This is the way you should manage your contacts. This is the way you should underwrite your deals. So even the accounting, right? That this is the way you should do your bookkeeping. So it's everything is connected. So I think what I'm learning now is that it's just nice having something telling you this is how you manage. You worry about growing your business and not spend so much time worrying about how to organize. Like I tried different things. I tried like years back. I tried to hire a remote virtual assistant to help me organize my documents, my Excel. But then there was a lot of overhead, right? And it's like just as good as you keep up to date. Tracking insurance information was really difficult. Like I get insurance increases, and then I don't know, they're in a different schedule because it's when you bought the property. And then I don't know like how much I was paying last year. And then I have to find who's insured with, log in, find the old
It
policy.
only gets
It takes
worse
me.
and worse the more properties that you get.
Mhm.
It gets worse and worse because there's so many documents everywhere. But on top of that, you mentioned something and you glossed over it really quickly. But Income Builder is it's not just obviously we're talking about storing some documents. That's just one little bit of it. The biggest thing that I was thinking when Juan, when you and I were talking about creating a software that's going to help people, it's like, why don't we create a software that's going to help people build income and do the business right? Like it's giving every single person the best practices outside of like me coaching somebody how to do it. We're putting together this software that's coaching you every step of the way. Like the first thing is how to underwrite or analyze a property properly. That's the
Mhm.
hardest thing for most people. They get all analysis paralysis, but we took the green light deal analyzer, made it a billion times better and put it in the software. I mean, that's the start. Now we have accounting. Then we have you find off-market deals. Like this is just blowing my mind of how amazing this software is. But let's start from the top. So we first started with an analyzer, and the analyzer has gotten a billion, not just a billion times better. We've added so many more features. So talk us through the analyzing portion.
Yeah, the analyzing portion, I think that's the most important part because when I started out, the first deal I did, I used different system. I used the green analyzer from Master Passive Income, but the challenge was like, how do I fill out this information, right? It's kind of like you have to know and get coaching how to use it, right? So we solved that with the software because the software tells you, like it has help assistance that it tells you like, oh, this is how you put the number. Oh, you don't know the taxes. You should use this suggested number. Even rents will tell you like, hey, this is the estimated rent. You verify, but at least calculate, this is a baseline to give you an idea how much you can rent for, which is super important when you think you can rent for more than it actually is realistic. So then it can flag you with that. Then we have the reports. That's the most important part because you look at the reports and we not only show you like your cash flow is $500. We show you in the reports the full breakdown. I have had a lot of users reach out and tell me like, how do I get the breakdown? And you just point them to the reports and they just see that the whole math. And we show the math, the formula, how we calculate it, all the full breakdown for to the cent, where the numbers came from, which is something super important to understand what you're buying before you buy it. And in my experience with the last deal I did that we closed in January, we were doing the mastermind in Nashville, and that day we had signed the documents and sent the wire. It was looking for like 2 months after that we start looking at the numbers like okay how much we're getting from rent, how much we have a vacancy in that one that we're filling, and we already knew how much money was going to cost us month to month. Like I already knew like, oh, having this vacant unit is going to cost me $240 a month. And then I look fast forward with because we save the historical analysis once you move it to the portfolio, and then we can always go back and compare like my actual number with my estimate. And it was very on point. Like I had estimated like let's say 250 and it was 240 the cost. So it was very, very accurate, which makes it like you already know what you're buying. But
Well,
then the
before
fun
you get
thing is
into the
that
property,
before you even send the offer. So if you
you
see
analyze the
it,
properly before you even get into the property, and then beforehand because a lot of people they are guessing, they're hoping that they're going to be making money. You and I, we're like,
Mhm,
we know how to make this where you're not guessing anymore.
you are
And
not guessing.
what I love
Mhm.
about what you also said is like, hey, we want to make this, and you talked about this was the report. Now here's one hidden. It's you don't really see this as something that you can do, but inside of Income Builder, when you analyze a property, you get a report that you use it for yourself. Here's how my students are using this to get private money. So they hit the share button on Income Builder. They're analyzing a property. It looks great, and they want to share it with their private money investors. They click the share button, and they just text or email their private investor the link, and it has the entire report for their investor to look at the deal and say, this is a great deal. Let me go ahead and invest in your deal. And so that's one tiny thing. On top of that, we have a short-term rental property calculator, midterm and short-term rental property calculator, which you just beefed it up, made it so much better. We also have a fix and flip calculator as well. Like we have three amazing calculators that people pay a lot of money for that is included inside of Income Builder.
Yeah, we're just building the operating system for real estate investors, and we have all the tools that we need, because we're building a lot of the things that we're building right now is things that you or I are needing. And we've been doing a lot of research calls with customers and users and figure out like, hey, what are the gaps? What do you see you need? And we have been implementing their feedback. So we're just making this tool better because this is the only tool, like right now it's the only tool I'm using. I cancelled all of my other subscriptions. I'm using it for everything, the bookkeeping, and that just makes it better because now like it's my own business that is also using
Well, you're using it and you're
it,
developing it, and I'm using it, and I'm helping you.
is
You're the one programming it, but like we're investors, and so it's like this is exactly what investors need. I've coached thousands of people now, and all of our students are using it, and they're like, "Oh my goodness, this has upped our ability to invest successfully." And as you were building it, because you mentioned that we have a portfolio function going from analyzing properties, the second step would be getting it into your portfolio, your personal portfolio of a property. You bought it, it's now making money, and you talked about it. You analyze a property, and then just one quick button, then you click a button and it moves it into your portfolio. And it's building a back end, an operating system for you as a real estate investor to have income accounted for, your accounting accounted for, like your taxes, your insurance, like it has everything that is accounting for in your portfolio. So talk to me about the portfolio function, because I was so pumped when we got this figured out, because I was like, there's something we need to do in order so people can build income. But we have got to figure it out where it's basically you just follow step 1, 2, 3, and you're going to build the income. But talk to me about the portfolio function. And I want to pause for a quick second and share that honestly, I really want you to invest in real estate. Now, my new goal is to help 1 million people invest in real estate. So 2 things I would ask from you. Number one, if you get anything out of this episode, please share it with somebody else. Just say, hey, check out Dustin and Master Passive Income. He really wants to help 1 million people to invest in real estate. That's number one. Number two, I want to get you to invest in real estate. Get my real estate investing course absolutely for free. Text the word rental, RENTAL, to 33777. Rental to 33777. I'll literally give you my course, show you how to find an area of the country to invest, how to build the business first. I always talk about that, and how to find the right properties, how to make sure you're getting experts to do the work for you, and scale the business to where you're making $250 or more in passive income. Scale it to quit your job. I'll literally get to you, or go to masterpassiveincome.com/free course. Obviously, it'll be in the description, but I really, really want you to invest in real estate, because the more that actual, normal, everyday people own real estate, the better everybody's life gets.
Yeah. So once we go from the analyzer, one thing I loved like in my last two contracts and closings that I'm doing is that when you analyze, you get a bunch of documents from different disclosures, sellers, all that. You can just attach everything. If the analysis goes through, you move it to the portfolio and all the documents and everything rolls over. So you already have all those documents that you got while you were analyzing the deal, like any reports, any inspection, anything you did before. What I really like is that like now with these, like for me, it's like clarity on the business. Like for the first time ever, like before, let's say 6 months ago, you asked me how much you make, how much you pay on mortgages. I have no idea. I can get you that information. It would take me 30 minutes to find all my different mortgage websites, use a calculator, sum it up, or how much you spend on these different things. And now I just like in 2 seconds, I can open my phone, I can pull it up, and I can know exactly what my cash flow is. I can play with the numbers. Like for example, if I fill this vacancy and I put the number as rented, this is the actual cash flow I can have. We have the freedom goal, so which is connected to the portfolio. So for me, I have it set to $5,000, and I'm like, if I reach that number and I have my primary home paid off, I don't have to ever work again. That's plenty of money for my family. And
let me. I want you to hold that thought, because you said something. I want to make sure people understand. There's a financial freedom goal that we all have, that we have our expenses. Our expenses are usually fairly set, and we are using Income Builder to help people become financially independent by having that goal. And every property that you analyze, that then you then buy, and then you then move that into your portfolio, it fills up your financial freedom goal. That's what you're talking about? I believe,
That's
right?
how it works. Yes. And it helps you give visibility for like, is the why you're doing this. So for me, as soon as we launched this, I learned that I am 65% of my goal, or 70. And now with this new duplex, I'm going to be at 85. So what happens is that now I'm going to reach my goal, like maybe 2 years or 3 years sooner. But now I'm like, I have to pay off my house for it to work. But what's going to happen? That cash flow is just going to accelerate paying off the home because I can just put all the money that I can into the primary home paid off. And then I'm like, I'm financially free. I don't have the mortgage, which is my largest. I think for most people, rent or mortgage is the largest expense. So that's like my specific situation, but I didn't learn this until we had it in Income Builder. And for the portfolio, things I learned is like, because we have everything, like you can see the properties, you can open you can see a high overview of how much each property is making. So that's like a big thing before to calculate that, you have to calculate expenses, the maintenance, the vacancies, and that takes time. But now, like for the first time in 2 seconds, I can see exactly how much each property is making, breakdown each property, and which one is not performing well. So based on that information, I went and refinanced 2 properties, and I increased the cash flow just by doing money-free refinances, which because the properties appreciate so much, I refinance with no money out of pocket. I like put the 2,000 closing costs in the loan. I did no money out of pocket, and then reduce my rate like almost 2%, increase my cash flow. Didn't cost me anything but just sign some documents. And then I learned that because of the Income Builder. So I was able to see like, oh, this property is not really performing as I thought. So now I'm like working on making the portfolio perform. So something I learned is like, oh, I'm paying over $10,000 in insurance a year. So I'm like, okay, now I'm working to get a master policy to reduce that 20-30%. But Income Builder gave me that visibility on those numbers.
Well,
How can
when you
you increase
don't
the cash flow?
Yeah, when you don't track or you don't know really what's going on in your business, you don't know what you can fix or what you should fix. And the great thing that when you analyze a property, you move it to your portfolio once you purchase it, and then you add in the documents that you have, like any mortgage documents, all your information in there, and then all the reporting is going to show you where you're lacking. Like, oh my goodness, like you're saying, Juan, hey, the mortgage, maybe we can get the interest rate down. Like right now it's 6.5%. And I think we might be able to get a 5.5. Let's look at it. Let's look at refinancing. But if you don't know what's really going on in your business, you're not going to know what you can or should fix. And then when you put those properties into your portfolio, this is what I'm so excited about Income Builder, is it's helping people to build in income to reach financial independence. Because every property that you have cash flow in, it's going to add into your total of your financial freedom number, so that you're going to say, oh my goodness, I could just actually quit my job if I buy three more properties because then I hit this certain dollar amount.
And it's very powerful and it's very like simple, but we cannot build something like this just with Excel. It's just too complicated because it's a full application. We have spent a lot of it's a big investment, right? That we have done building this out for everybody to use. And another thing I learned that I really like about this, that I learned, it was an aha moment with Income Builder, was that in the dashboard we show, and this is connected to the portfolio. So in the portfolio, we track the properties, we track the tasks, right? Tasks like renew your business license, because licenses are in different schedules if you're in different states. Like for me, one is in March in Utah, one is in September in Wyoming, one is in November in Kentucky, right? So it's different schedules. So I have to file at a different time. So I have tasks for that. They're recurring. It reminds me of that. The document tracking is very nice because it auto creates the folders per property and shows you everything categorized. You can search. It's really wonderful there. We have the contacts. So it's nice, it's nice because I have so many contacts and sometimes I don't remember who's who. And then in the app, I can see the contacts attached to a specific property or to the business. I can see my contractors. I can see my inspectors. I can see everything, the lenders I like to working with. So that information, but from the dashboard, what I really liked, this aha moment, was that I learned that my equity position on my real estate business, this is not counting for my primary home, is higher than all my debts. Meaning that I learned, like with my wife, we learned like, wait, if we sell our properties, we can pay off our primary home. We can have a bunch of money, to like have big savings, and then we're debt free, which is a very good position to learn because we learned that like we're not over leveraged with the portfolio, which is really good. You don't want to be over leveraged.
Well, in 2006, that's how I'll quickly say that's how people went bankrupt. Real estate investors, there were countless ones that went bankrupt because they were way over leveraged and they lost money and they got wrecked. I didn't, because I make more money because I rent my properties and I have that, like just like Income Builders built in.
And it's just very powerful. It's like just sleep better at night because I'm like, oh, I'm not over leveraged. I have all this equity that it just opens up more doors because I can get HELOCs, I can get refinances. I haven't done cash out refinances, but in the future I could do a cash out refinance, or I could maybe, I thought about like maybe selling one of the properties to do a 1031 exchange and move it into a multifamily. And those are like options, but now like having that information is very powerful and just it's automatic. You just get it, like 1 second you can see it real time, and also your projected expenses because you're accounting for like we support utilities, so like, oh, it's multifamily, you have to cover trash, right, or sewer or water depending on the state. Now you can account for that, and then that's going against your cash flow. And now the numbers you see there are real numbers. It's not like, oh yeah, I'm making rent minus mortgage. No, it's showing you everything there, and it's also connected to the accounting portion. So now you can even see the because one thing is the portfolio tracking, like this is
Well,
the
before you
cash
get
flow
to
you can
accounting,
take.
I want to
Mhm.
I want to I want to share because I want to jump into the accounting because the accounting is amazing. I'm so glad we have that. I mean, everything's here. It's great. But you talked about the contacts. The contacts you might, and I just know because I have so many properties, so many contacts that my phone, I'm like, okay, what was this guy's name? Like I invest in 5 different states in like 7 or 8 different cities, and I just have so many contacts for all over the place, and I put it in my phone. I usually just put their name and the city that they invest in and what they do and the contacts. And sometimes they get lost. Sometimes you change your phones. And so I've been investing for 20 years. And so I got contacts. I'm like, I wish I still had that contact. Who was that? I go to the contacts button and I put all the contacts in there now. And then we have it categorized by either are they a handyman? Are they a contractor? Are they a property manager, insurance agent? Like you have all that, so it's easily to get to. Trust me, if you maybe have one property or no properties, or you have 10 properties, you're easily going to win just by having this function on top of everything else. Okay, so I had to touch on that because I was been dying to share that I'm so glad I have this contacts because it's just been game changer for me. Now we have the analyzer that connects to the portfolio and you start making money and everything's connected in there. Everything you need is inside there. And then the property portfolio is connected to the accounting function. When you said, hey, why don't we do accounting? I'm like, yes, why don't we? This is going to be amazing. Talk to us about the accounting and all the reports and how amazing this is.
Yeah, so accounting just is connected to the properties, and we're gonna add LLC support soon to the accounting module. So if you have multiple LLCs, you'll be able to attach them there to the properties, and it has all the categories out of I don't remember how many we have. We have like I know it's over 60 categories that we provide automatically, but you can create your custom buckets too. So for bookkeeping, like if we offer all the standards from the industry. So pretty much you can find everything else, like it's like like a legal fee, professional fee, like everything is there. But if there's something that is not there or is custom for your business, you can create your own. It has the reporting part. So this is like the important part because you have let's say your property is rented and it's gonna make you, let's say, $300 of cash flow every month. But the reality is that maybe in March something broke in the property and you have to fix it and you spend an extra $100, right? That comes out of reserves. But then the accounting module is important because the accounting module is like the day-to-day real-time transactions that you have, right? So it's very important because out of the accounting we get bigger benefits. One is that we have one is the rent roll report, which I have lenders ask me like, hey, what is your rent roll? And I before I had to like go and find the information and do an Excel and spend 2 or 3 hours to find the exact amount, the mortgage, everything. Now we just do the rent roll, and you just print it in 2 seconds, and you can just send it to the lender. You can save it as PDF, and then they can get your full rent roll. But also for you because like, oh, this is my rent roll, but this is the actual income. We have an income report, so it can tell you like, oh, in January you made 500, in February you lost money because you did a big repair, or like, so it will show you the actual month-to-month breakdown. And we have right now like 6 reports, but we're planning to add over 20 different reports. So pretty much any possible report that any competitor has, we're gonna include it, and it's gonna be part of it. So it's just gonna get better from now because we just released this a month ago, the accounting portion, right? So we are like, that was the first phase, but it's really nice because it's like for tax season, that's the big part. We're going to have a tax package. So by the time tax season comes next year, you can just generate tax package, and we're going to have flagging in case like, hey, you need to check these transactions first before you send these, make sure that this is correct. So then you can create your tax package. And the idea is to alleviate that part of
You're blowing my
tax
mind.
season.
You didn't tell me we're going to do this. This is awesome.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have all these. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome because these are the things like the pains that we have when we do taxes, right? That's always a pain to like get all these reports and this information. But if you do your bookkeeping, if you have more than two properties, you need to be doing bookkeeping because then you can get all your deductions and everything correctly, right? Like the depreciation and all the capitalization, everything that you need. But the bookkeeping is important as a business owner for understanding how the health of your business. Like, for example, if I had a month that I had like big repairs, I know like, oh, that month I had to hit into my reserves for that, right? But then there's months that are very profitable because everything just was smooth, right? So you want to have that visibility because you can make decisions. For me personally, one of the decisions I made was like, I'm not going to do anything else until all these properties are rented. And then that happened. And then I started like expanding and got under contract into this new duplex. And now the plan is like, okay, once everything is, rented and stable, then we won't take any other move. But having the numbers help you support that because then you know that the business is healthy. Like for me, it's like I have vacancies, but it's not coming out of my pocket because I have a healthy business that's producing enough cash flow because I account for those vacancies and it's accounted as a fixed expense, right? So that's like very, very powerful. But yeah, no, the accounting module is just going to get better from here. This is the first version we did and we match everything a lot of the competitors do already. And we're going to just make it even better.
It's going to make it so much better. And we also have a way for you to find off-market properties. And that's that's a new direction that we are not say new. That's not the right way to say it. We're going to build out even more. Right now, you can do direct mail. You can find properties that are off market, directly mail them, say, hey, if you're looking to sell, we're going to go ahead and buy your property. You get these mails. Everybody gets them in the mail if you own a house. Hey, we're going to buy your houses fast for cash. We send those out too. And then you're going to get phone calls. You trust me, you send out these, you better be able to answer your phone because you're going to be getting people calling you. So we have the direct mail function, which that alone, people pay lots of money just for that function that comes with it. But then we also have lenders, like proven lenders that our students here at Master Passive Income have used, that I've personally used, and we have those lenders in there. So we also have asset protection. If you want to start an LLC, if you want to have, we have everything in here. And so it's like we now have this as a way for people even to learn how to invest in real estate. Like you just follow the steps and you're even going to create it to be where it's more, the buzzword or like the software word is gamify. But what I find it as is you're making it so that people can use it successfully and win every single step of the way. So talk to us about the process of gamifying our income builder.
So that's the new surprise that we're preparing, which is gonna be live in the next 7 days. It's the gamification part, which it plays two roles. So one thing is like every time you take a step on your business, you should feel like you're winning, right? Like for example, let's say you analyze your first
small wins. Absolutely,
that's a milestone. If you're brand new, I remember when I did my first analysis, I didn't feel great because I didn't even know if I was doing it right. With Income Builder, we show you two things. If it is your first analysis ever, you have a big celebration badge, you have an achievement, and this achievement is important because when you look at all your achievements, you also see like your roadmap as an investor. So you're like, oh, wait, these are all the things that you need to do to have a healthy business. Do analysis, your first analysis, add your first property, add your first contact, categorize your first transaction. I remember when I did that the first time, I was like, wow, this is bookkeeping. Now I have so much to learn, but those are milestones that will help you become successful. The thing is that if you don't know that when you're starting out, you don't know what you don't know, right? So if I don't know, like, oh, I have to do bookkeeping or I have to do these things, you're never going to do them. So the gamification portion is like, we give you badges and points for every milestone that you reach in the system, which ultimately helps you as an investor. It gives you guidance, kind of like a roadmap, like, look, This is the first things you should do as you're starting out, right? It teaches you how to use the platform, but these are the things that successful investors are doing. We're just like making it a little bit more fun, so then it's easier to
Well,
learn.
fun, you're
Um,
100% right. Fun is going to be great because you're going to get that dopamine hit that's been talked about a lot recently, and social media stuff. But that dopamine hit of a success, a small win, you're going to get that. But more than likely, you're not going to realize, if you are not already an investor, you're not going to realize that this is something you're supposed to be doing as an investor. We're making
that
it
is something you
fun
need to
so
be
that you
doing. Mhm.
exactly, we're teaching them through fun.
Exactly, and that really helps. Like, I wish I had all these when I was starting out, because I made so many. So I'm like, when I started, right, I didn't do the coaching because I didn't know coaching was an option, right? So I learned from the podcast. Then after the fact, when I was already running a business, I was like, I need some help. So I joined some of the masterminds. I went to the events, right, and I got so much out of it. But by having these, like, you will see, for example, like, hey, you have to categorize your first transaction. What that will tell you, really, like, we're like making it fun, but we're telling you, really, like, you have to either learn some basic bookkeeping, because for tax season you have to do things right so then you can get all the deductions, or you have to hire a bookkeeper. But we're telling you, like, educating you in some way, right, in an easy way. It's like, look, this is something you should be doing if you have properties, because that's how you can get them the real value of the deductions and tax season and everything, because it's part of that, right? All the write-offs and everything from having any business. So that's gonna be big, and we're gonna launch that just to make the journey easier, because especially for students starting out, like, new investors, it reduces that friction, like, because this is scary, right? I remember when I analyzed my first deal, when I sent my first offer, I was terrified. But now we want to, like, these are milestones, right? You don't have to do it everything at once, but these are the things that you have to look forward to, right? And one of the final ones we have there is the financial freedom. Once you reach your financial freedom goal, that's when you're like, you made it. Now just keep running a healthy business, but you did it. You did what something that takes effort and time and patience, but that's like the ultimate goal there, and that's what we're
And
calling home builder.
yeah, absolutely. And I love the name that we have is Income Builder. So go to incomebuilder.io, use a promo code podcast. It'll give you 20% off for life. And when we raise up prices, you're still going to have that 20% off. You're still going to have that praise 20% off. And I'm not so sure if we're going to be able to do this, but my goal would also be grandfather you in at that same price. When it goes up or doubles the price, or however, you're going to be locked in at this price. It might go up. I'm not saying that for sure, but at least that's my goal. But you're going to get 20% off. That's for 100% positive. Inside there, we even have what I give my inside of Income Builder. My students, I share with them who they should work with for creating an LLC, getting their insurance, getting loans. Like, we have this inside of here as well. So things that I already give my students, you're going to get access to as well. Now, Juan, we have an amazing roadmap of more things that we're going to be doing with Income Builder. We're not going to unveil all that stuff. Juan, I like to tease things out, but this is just the start. We have so many more amazing things coming. Is there anything you'd like to tease out that we might be coming in the future?
Uh, well, I mean, we have so many plans. I mean, one big one, right, that we could tease is like, being able to access from any device natively, right? Like apps, mobile apps. So we already built them. We have them. We just haven't released them yet because we're making sure that we have the best product there is out there. And then, but we already built it. We already did the investment. We already have the mobile apps, and I have showed them to some people. Right, in the conference, I was showing people, like, yeah, we have the mobile app, and you will get it in the app stores. We just, like, waiting to get the product that we want before we even put
It's going to be
the
coming soon.
extra effort. But yeah,
Not
we're
tomorrow,
gonna be, yeah, not
relatively soon. I'm going to
yes.
tease. I like teasing. So imagine this is going to be a way to tease it. So not everybody likes to do bookkeeping. In fact, I hate doing bookkeeping. I don't want to do it. But what if you didn't have to do it? And you didn't have to hire somebody else. So just throw that out there. We have ideas of what we can do to help you to do bookkeeping without doing bookkeeping. There's so many more things. Like, I don't want to dive into it because we have a huge, amazing roadmap of everything we're doing. And really, the goal is for you to do this business right, to build
Mhm.
income to where you can get financial independence. So definitely, the link will be in the description. Go to incomebuilder.io and use a promo code podcast, or in the description I'll even put a special link. If you're like, Dustin, that link or that code doesn't work, there's even going to be a special link just for the people listening to this podcast. Get 20% off. We're going to get that to you. Juan, is there anything else that you want to share before we sign off?
No, I mean, like, I'm just like so excited for what we're doing, and like any person I have talked to, like I've been doing calls with users that use the app and just getting the feedback, and like is very, very positive. Like they're loving it because it's helping them reduce the pains of running a real estate business. We're just making it easy for everybody, at a fraction of the cost, right? Instead of having 5 subscriptions, reducing the overhead, because ultimately what we want is that anytime you spend on the business is the opportunities, finding the opportunities, and don't spend time like so much time on the day-to-day or the repetitive tasks, or like that. You want that. And for me, that's been the reality now. Like I spend less time on all the paperwork and all the, the task management overhead, and I'm spending more time like, oh, what do I need to learn to take my business to the next level? So that, like, it's a fantastic tool, and it's just evolving fast, and I'm so excited we built it, because it's something that I think the market needed, and nobody out there is solving it the way we're solving it, and that's why it's going to be fantastic.
I love it, Juan. And you are by far the best partner for this. Everything, and for you listening, I want you to realize I say to Juan, hey, Juan, can we do this? And Juan, what's your response always?
Yeah, we can build anything. Yeah,
we can do anything.
We can build it. We just have to figure out, is that the right thing to build?
Exactly.
But yeah, there's no limits really. Like
we could do anything. And with me coaching thousands of people now how to invest in real estate, me being an investor myself, we are building it for you. That's really what it comes down to, for you to invest in real estate, to build income, to become financially independent, and then have generational wealth to give to your kids. And then you would literally just give this to your kids. Like, hey, let's just pass this on. So Juan, this is so awesome. I am so pumped about incomebuilder.io. This is life-changing for me. And I know all of my business is going to be ran through here. I'm in the process of getting everything moved over. And it's so much better if you start now. Even if you don't have any properties, get it now, because it will force you to get your first property. That's the goal. Get your first property and then continually build it out. So get your account now, because it's going to make you buy your first property. Get cash flow. And then who knows, in 3, 4, 5 years, you're going to have financial independence. You're going to come on the show and you're going to say, hey, it's because of Income Builder that I became financially independent. So Juan, thank you so much for being here on the show. And everybody, go listen. If you speak Spanish, we have an amazing podcast. Juan, tell me about the Master Passive Income en Español.
Yes, so we have Master Passive Income in Español. We launched it over a year ago. So and we publish weekly, and it's teaching the same Master Passive Income principles, everything. And I'm the host of the show. So I just share everything I'm doing. So I just share, like, oh, I'm doing this midterm rental. This is what I learned. This is what I did to hire somebody. This is what I learned about the tools. Like, I just share everything I'm going through. I share my mistakes too, like how I made poor decisions because I didn't have coaching, so I didn't know what I know. And it's like, hey, like, I have an episode, like, how did I lose $60,000 in a deal, right? Like, and that happened, right? That's things that happened. And yeah, at the end, I'm still like positive and I'm like way ahead, right? But it could have been better, right? So like, just sharing the message that, like, how to build a team, how to run the business, everything that I learned from you.
Juan, let's do it. So if you speak Spanish, definitely go and listen to the show or the podcast. Master Passive Income, MPI en Español. How about, would you mind? I would love to air that episode. Obviously, not most of our listeners don't speak Spanish. How would you mind recording that episode? How you lost that $60,000, or do the same episode in English, and then I could just post it on Master Passive Income.
Okay, I'll record it. Yeah, that's a story I share a lot, because I like to tell people 2 things. One, that it's okay to make mistakes. Don't make my mistakes. I want to save you the money, right? But like, the more you know, the risk is reduced, and then you won't lose money. So I have friends, investors that I gave advice to, and they are not making those mistakes, and they're like doing really well, right? So at least there's something positive about it. But also, like, don't get discouraged. If you make a mistake, just keep going. There's gonna be, like, it's not gonna be perfect, but the more you know, the fewer mistakes you'll make. But yeah, no, I'll record that in English, and then I'll send you so we can publish it and then share that story.
Love it. Juan, you're awesome. Great am so excited to have you as a partner and being a part of here at Master Passive Income in the podcast. But I appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for being on the show.
Okay, thanks, Dustin.
And that is it for today. Go ahead and get my free real estate investing course. Text the word rental to 33777, RENTAL to 33777. You can also join my Real Estate Wealth Builders group coaching. Get all my courses. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next show. See ya.